back. Oh, look at him go to the 30. He may go.
He's gone, Barry.
What a run by Todd Jamison.
They're looking for the outlet. Here comes Bobby Gordon. 4 seconds. A near steal. And now it is stolen. It is outside. It's over. The ball game is over. The ball game is over. Southside is the Class B champ with a 51-50 win. And look at Leslie.
From Hofstra Stadium in Hempstead, New York, Cablevision's LISN presents the Class B Nassau Championship. The Indians of Manhasset against the Trojans of Garden City. Well, hi again, everybody. I'm Barry Landers, along with Kerry Gluck. Familiar names battling once again, Kerry Gluck. And beginning of the year, people were questioning Garden City. Didn't have the bona fide blue chip players. Here they are undefeated. Manhasset struggled a bit, and here they are in the championship game.
Well, you have a team with Garden City that has just so much rich tradition, as does Manhasset. So it's no real surprise to anybody that both these outstanding teams are back again in the county finals.
Well, Manhasset playing well late in the year. We mentioned they lost 4 games uncharacteristically this year. One of those to Garden City, but they started to play well late in the year. They're playing well in the playoffs, and of course, they're a club that has some balance.
Well, you know, you talk about balance, but I'll tell you, the matchups here are just great. You have 3 all-county attackmen playing for Garden City, 3 all-county defensemen playing for Manhasset. You can't ask for better matchups than that.
Kerry, you mentioned defense, and of course, you've got to talk about P.J. DeConza, a long pole defensive midi, one of the best around.
Well, as a junior, Barry, he's an outstanding long pole midfielder. They don't come any better than DeConza. He was 2-time Empire State. He's got a great work rate. Watch him on the loose balls. He's like a vacuum. He gets to everything. And more than that, too, with the big stick, he can shoot. He's got 3 goals, 9 assists, and for a big stick, that's 12 points. You don't find too many big sticks with 12 points.
Well, Garden City certainly dodged a bullet in their last game. They were trailing a very good Lynbrook team by 4 goals, rallied to win it in the closing seconds, and finally in overtime, they tied it in the closing seconds. They're here again, and they're a club that has balance on offense as well.
Well, Doug Staub is part of the reason why they have so much balance, Barry. He came off that game against Lynbrook with 4 big goals for Garden City to help them get right here. He's got a great overhand shot. He's got a big, powerful move to the cage. He's only a junior also, so again, you're looking at 2 outstanding young players for both these 2 teams.
Face-offs and goaltending could be critical tonight.
Murtha and Mattini, 2 outstanding goaltenders, are going to be put to the test in this game, I think.
Should be a dandy, and our colleague Hal Sass returns with the coaches. Get set for exciting high school lacrosse on Cablevision's LISN.
To my left, Doc Doherty of Garden City. We go to the right now, Alan Lowe of Manhasset. And Alan, 23 years here at Manhasset, Doc 24 at Garden City. It's a rivalry not only among the 2 teams and communities, but the 2 coaches.
Right. I think we probably had more close games over the years than any rivalry. And they beat us by 2 goals the first time, and in a pretty close game. And we hope it's another good game tonight.
You did lose the first game. What do you take from that game going into today?
Well, I think we have to play a little bit better defense. And once again, I think we have to concentrate on stopping their fast breaks, which they're really great at. And I think if we get them a 6-on-6, probably have a pretty good chance.
Connor Dennehan, your star player. Injured ankle, but he's going to play tonight.
Yeah, he doesn't know it's injured.
Good luck in tonight's game.
Thank you.
Swing on over to Doc Doherty, head coach at Garden City. And Doc, a lot of people are talking about the speech, plain and simple. Was that speech the motivation that they needed just for that game, or does that carry over into tonight?
You know, it had to take care of that game. Tonight, again, it's an emotional game. These guys have played against each other probably from the 5th and 6th grade on. They know each other. It's a long-time rivalry, as Alan said, and you're playing for a county championship, and you're playing a great program, Manhasset. That's motivation enough.
Coming into the season, you looked at your roster. You really weren't sure you could go undefeated, and here you are, 18-0 going into the championship.
Well, the kids stepped up as a group. Coming in, we didn't have any Empire kids. We didn't have any kids being recruited for big-time D1 programs. But what happened is, as a group, as individuals, they had good chemistry, and the athleticism and their like for each other took over.
Good luck in tonight's game.
Thank you.
Doc Doherty, head coach at Garden City. Alan Lowe, head coach at Manhasset. Their two teams battle it out for the Nassau County Class B Championship coming up next on Cablevision's Long Island Sports Network.
To you by Canon USA, by Chase, by Hofstra University, we teach success, by Genovese, we'll take good care of you, by Bob Stores, by Elite Sports Medicine and Rehab, by Lacrosse Unlimited, by the New York Lacrosse Academy, by STX Lacrosse, by the Long Island Rough Riders with their home opener Sunday night, the Gate Brothers Lacrosse Camp at Manhattan College, and by Crystal Video Productions. Barry Landers along with Carrie Gluck here at Hofstra University as we are underway. Garden City in their traditional white with purple numerals, and Manhasset in their traditional orange with blue numbers. And off the bat, Garden City comes up with the ball. Mike Ferrari with a ground ball.
Well, they moved Mike Ferrari up to the wing for the face-off with that big stick, Barry, and paid off for Manhasset as they come up with the first possession.
Manhasset earlier this year took an early 3-0 lead against Garden City, and Garden City stormed back to win it 9-7, and this the 104th meeting between these schools. Great rivalry, and right now Garden City will set it up. One of their fellows they hope to play on attack, Rob Rexer, number 16, out with a bad leg. And, of course, Connor Denahan, their brilliant midfielder, their All-American midfielder, he's bothered by a bad ankle. We don't know how much he'll be able to play today.
Well, you know, you look at Connor right now on the field, and he is even limping very slightly, and we're early in the game, Barry. You have to wonder how much these injuries are going to take a toll on the Manhasset Indians.
Garden City, Peter Gilman getting the shot, deflected by Martini high in the air. So Martini with the save. They hustle for the ball on the far side, and it will still be Garden City ball as we look at Nick Murtha, who's been playing very well according to Bob Rule, the goaltending and defensive coach.
Well, he's playing very well right now through the playoffs, but certainly Coach Rule and Coach Lowe say he's got to step it up big against this very potent attack for Garden City.
And the attack for Garden City, all county attack. Midfielder led by Peter DeLolio and Brendan Wank, who got the game-tying goal in that overtime win, and a superb defense.
All three of these defense also, Barry, are all county players, McFarland, Amangual, and Sweeney. And there you take a look at Martini in the goal.
2-year starter and all-county player. Very quick hands, they tell us.
And that certainly is a great attribute for a goalkeeper.
He may be the best since James Arland, who went on to start at the University of Virginia.
And that's quite an honor and quite a compliment to be paid to this young Chris Martini, only a junior.
Garden City getting into the crease. Getting the shot off was Doug Staub, who we highlighted, and we'll get a crease violation on Doug Staub. So you look at Nick Murtha as we get a replay coming up in just a moment. There is Nick.
And here you see Staub taking his move to the cage. There's a strong move, but look at the nice save by Murtha. Comes up very strong, comes out of the cage well, doesn't lose concentration.
Garden City forces a turnover with a good ride, Robert Adamo. Garden City has excellent quickness, and Lindbrook matched him up with that great quickness the other night, gave him all sorts of trouble, but now Manhasset coming up with a ground ball. And they'll look to set it up here. Beautiful feed, and they missed the shot. Great feed by Peter Gilman to his teammate on the crease. And missing it was John Calderon, number 9.
Calderon, the shooter.
Take a look at the road to the top, Kerry.
Well, Manhasset having 3 games against North Shore, winning handily 11-4. A close one with Bethpage, 5-4, and Floral Park in a close game, 7-5.
Yeah.
Garden City on the other side, blowing out Southside 18-0. Cold Spring Harbor 8-3, and again winning in overtime against Lynbrook 11-10.
Shot check as it came in front. Gunnar Gettleman, number 10, with the shot. Let's go down to the field and check in with Hal Sass.
Barry, we talked about the coaches and the rivalry between these two teams, Garden City and Manhasset. This is the 104th meeting since 1935. It's the longest uninterrupted public school rivalry in the nation. Manhasset leads the series 62-41.
Thank you very much, Hal. And right now, Manhasset with possession in a scoreless game. 7:30 to go in the first quarter. Gettleman up top, finds a man open. Gilman rifles it wide.
Well, the last 2 shots have been dead on by Manhasset, right in the middle of the cage. Okay, this last shot by Gilman going wide, but the first opportunity was also a great opportunity for Manhasset. Two good chances. Look at now the goalkeeper Mattini coming way out of his cage. Lays a hit on.
Gunnar Gettleman got that last shot opportunity off. And now Garden City looks to clear. Garden City's number 30, Matt Amengual. His pass downfield intercepted, so Manhasset getting the ball back. And they'll look for a little fast break opportunity here. This is Brady Miller. He's the younger brother of one of the outstanding Millers. They've had Blake Miller and great players, and of course at Manhasset and Garden City. You look at all the brother acts they've had over the years, these two teams.
Well, these two teams have been around long enough for more than just brothers, Barry.
Right.
We've got generations.
Fathers and sons, you might have it. Doc Doherty's been there 24 years, probably coached some of their fathers.
Wait a minute. Now, here's a good point. As well, you see
Robert
Garden City.
Adamo coming in.
What my point was, Barry, 30 years ago today, Bob Rule was in the goal for Manhasset.
They beat Freeport, I believe, for the county championship. Of course, Bob went on to later star for Richie Moran at Cornell University, and on this very field won the national championship, although Cornell won it, but Bob Rule was hurt, never played in that championship game. Right now we watch Garden City set it up in the midfield. 28, Dan Kettner now in the game. Kettner getting in, bounces it off the post as it bounces to the far side, recovered by Garden City. That was Brett Tejan recovering at number 21. And they score! Doug Staub with a left-handed shot, and the junior all-county two-year starter has put the Trojans on top.
Well, we said at the outset that Doug Staub has a strong overhand shot. He showed it very well right there, Barry. That's why he's all-county. He's a big player, 5'11", 180 pounds. Here you'll see him goes very strong to the cage and takes that hard bounce shot a little bit to the off-stick side, and it caught Murtham with that high bounce.
Well, I want to let you folks know we've been joined by John Kenny, the Stony Brook coach and the lacrosse coordinator for Suffolk County. He'll be playing, of course, on this field tomorrow against an outstanding Comstock team as they rematch for the county championship of Suffolk, and we'll be getting John's comments in just a while. Right now, Manhasset with the ball. They've had most of the possession here, Kerry.
Absolutely, they have. With almost halfway through this first period, they've really done a very good job controlling possession. Had some good shots right down the middle of the field, but not being able to capitalize and put anything past Mattini.
So Manhasset controlling. They've been using a lot of people on attack, looking to get that attack going. This is Gettleman. Gettleman getting in, got checked from behind. Good defensive play by Matt McFarland as he broke up the play.
Well, Gunnar Gettleman, the all-county player, they're one of the concerns of the Garden City defense to control Gettleman. If they can do that, they're going to be in good position.
There are the officials, great officials, Tim Murray, Tom Beck, Doug Schreiber, and the clock operator, or the box operator, the CBO, Ray Buckley. Manhasset trailing 1-0. Doug Staub with the early goal here. And John Kenny, as you look at the action here, your thoughts early?
I've been real impressed with the speed of Garden City, and the unfortunately, Manhasset seems to be playing a little nervously, which is why a lot of their shots are going wide. You're right that they have dominated the game.
Bounce shot by Connor Danahan will be going to Johns Hopkins. Missing, and it'll still be Manhasset ball as we look at Danahan kind of limping to the sideline.
I was just going to make that point, Barry, as he goes off the field. I think Garden City would like to keep him on the field as much as possible and see how long he'll be able to last with that bad ankle.
This is Brady Miller. Garden City with 9-7 the previous meeting earlier this year. That was a terrific game. A lot of seesaw action there. Garden City unable to keep control of the ball. Manhasset with possession. This is Matt Schmidt, number 12. Off to Gunnar Gettleman with 42 goals. 8 points in the playoffs. Gettleman from a sharp angle. And it's knocked down. Mattini looking to clear. And he gets it upfield. This is James Kenny, the co-captain. Speed, does a lot of the dirty work in the midfield. Doesn't get the recognition of maybe some of the other guys, Kerry, but a real good team player.
Well, we do have to keep in mind that he was honorable mention all-county, so it is recognized, but he certainly showed his good speed, and that's the attribute right now, I think, of Garden City, is their team speed. They think they have a little bit better speed than does Manhasset.
Brendan Wink got the shot off, but we have a penalty call coming up against Manhasset, and Garden City go a man up. as we take a look.
And this is really a good position for Doc Doherty, as we'll take a look at the replay. Here you'll see coming around the cage. Look at the high check up high. That's why you have the penalty called against Don Scott of Manhasset. It should be a 1-minute penalty. Good position. Doc Doherty's very confident in his extra man. They've been shooting over 40%, he says. So you might be able to see an opportunity for them to put one up on the board.
Don Scott, a sophomore. His dad is the track coach at Manhasset, goes off. He has 17 goals. Plays on the second midfield with Kyle Barger. And Barger with Denahan out is going to see a lot of time as Doc Doherty talks on the sideline with James Kenny. So Garden City operating man up. Of course, they've got great sticks and traditionally have been an outstanding man-up team, Kerry.
Well, you know, when you have the stick ability that that Garden City has, you often will find that you're going to get your ball to the open man, and that's really what you're looking for in the extra situation.
Garden City swinging it around. Adamo, good feeder, throws it on the crease, and they score. Beautiful setup to Peter Delolio, and the 5'10" senior going to prep school comes up with a goal to make it 2-0 with the extra man opportunity. Well, his brother John played at Adelphi. His dad coaches the girls team, and Peter made no mistake about this. Nice feed that time from Robert Adamo.
Adamo really finds Delolio cutting down from up top, and he does a great job on that cut in the extra man situation with his right hand, and he blew it right by Nicky Murtha.
So Doc Doherty's club gets to the early lead here as we have a timeout taken by Alan Lowe and Manhasset. And John Kenny with 3:11 to go. Your impressions again, that extra man really worked very nicely by Garden City.
Outstanding ball movement, and they went from a 2-2-2 to a 1-4-1 to a swing on the backside, wide open. It was a great play. And a tip of the hat to Doc and his ball handling. He's kept them really in that game.
Well, John Kenny, you went up against these Nassau teams a few years ago and you won consecutive county championships. Last year in a great game, Comstock beat you 10-8 in overtime. You've lost, what, 3 or 4 in a row to them. You'd love to get back at them.
Yes, we would. It's always a pleasure to play good teams, and we've had a lot of good success on this field, and we're confident about tomorrow.
Let's go.
I'm looking forward to it.
Let's go right now to Hal Sass on the field.
Barry, if Manhasset's going to win this game, they need all the help they can get from number 24, Connor Denahan. Denahan's had the injury bug over the last year. During the football season, he broke his ankle. He sat on the sidelines on this Hofstra Stadium field, watched the Indians lose the Class 4 Long Island Championship to Harbor Fields 21-13. He then missed the entire basketball season. When the season for lacrosse started this year, he broke his thumb on the first day of practice, missed 8 games, and now in the semi, steps on a ball, injured the ankle. It's wrapped up. He said he's ready to go. He's a tough kid. He wants to play, and I'm sure he will.
Well, he got a shot right off the face-off there, Kerry.
Well, he did a good job on that face-off, coming right down the middle of the field. Again, bounce shot, gives the ball over to keeping the ball from Manhasset, but it was a good opportunity. Denahan looking like he's limping a little bit less right now, but still favoring his ankle.
Denahan missed the first 4 games with that thumb injury, so his number's not that high, 21 goals, and only 1-1 in the playoffs. This is a Miller. Brady Miller, just a goal and 2 assists. Most of his points have come in the playoffs. Hadn't played much earlier. Brady Miller controlling the ball now. Hurt most of the year, has had a hip pointer, Miller. Now they swing it behind that Schmidt, firing it onto the wing. Gettleman, they'd love to have him in that position, way off the cage, Gettleman. They want to cut him off. Not a good pass picked off by Garden City. Peter Gilman with the errant pass there, Kerry.
A little bit impatient, not making the wise pass. But watching the play of Brett Tejan, he is really locking on to Denahan at midfield, not even letting him get near the ball.
That was one of the things. They had to cut off Denahan, and Gilman was another key, they felt. And Gettleman. Those 3 players were the guys that Doc Doherty was really going to zero in on.
And with very good reason.
Adamo plays the point beautifully. He's a great feeder. Knocked down in front.
Great save by Murtha. Excellent save. Coming up big on that.
Rager is a shooter.
And it'll be Garden City getting back on defense. Big hit that time by Mike Ferrari, number 27, as he knocked the man into the crease. And now Manhasset looking to get on the board, trailing 2-0. Miller going up against number 30, Matt Amengual, who's going to Brown. Garden City allows, what, about 4.5 goals a game, Kerry?
Their defense has only given up just about 4 to 5 goals a game, Barry. That's correct. maybe a little bit more against some of the higher scoring teams, but on average about 4 or 5 goals.
Doc Doherty really likes this team because it was a team that was void of superstars as they pick up the ball right now. Connor Denahan taking it behind as it be picked up by number 20, Brad Hayes. Denahan draws a double here, gets the shot off, and deflects high to hit the pipe. It appeared to hit the pipe, and we got a whistle. And it looks like we've got a loose ball push, John Kenny, and Manhasset retains possession.
Yes, they've been shutting off Connor very well, and he's had to work real hard. And when you have to work that hard on a bad ankle, it's going to be a tough night for him.
Well, right now, Garden City with the 2-0 lead. Again, Miller putting the ball in play. Matt Amengual checks him. 2-year starter, Matt Amengual. Gilman, tightly checked that time by Matt Sweeney, who's probably their best one-on-one defender. Up top, they'll work it from the midfield here. Back outside. Bounce shot deflected. Good job by Mattini to stop Don Scott with that last shot as it was deflected. Now Garden City on the clear here. 22 is Michael Dunn. Off to Brett Tejan, who plays on the second midfield. I'd like for him to be a little meaner. Brett Tejan, outstanding soccer player. Of course, Garden City went to the New York State Championships with their soccer team as Tejan takes the shot as the quarter comes to an end.
Garden City, I think, did a very good job controlling a lot of that game, a lot of the tempo in that first quarter, Barry.
Timeout on the field after one. The Trojans lead the Indians 2-0. We'll be back with second quarter action in just a moment. And they're going to rule that a pass. A deflection, they say anyway, off Manhasset. And it'll be Garden City ball. John Kenny remains with us, the Stony Brook coach, who will be playing in the championship for Suffolk County against Comstock. Robert Adamo on the crease looking, but the pass goes awry. And somebody step across midfield. Yes, it'll be an offside. And it looks like it's against Manhasset, so Garden City retains possession.
And that was a very good call. The offside by number 17, it looked like, on defense.
And that was Kevin Cherry, whose dad, of course, is one of the assistant coaches. Bill Cherry does a great job with their football program as well. Well, you're looking at teams, John Kenny, that have great success in just about every sport, whether it's soccer or football or lacrosse. Just great athletes coming out of these two communities.
Absolutely. They have done an outstanding job with all of their programs, and it's a credit to their entire community.
Of course, John Kenny very proud of his son Jake Kenny, who starred on the Stony Brook team last year and was a substitute on the great Princeton team. Smiling over here, this proud papa.
With every reason. Just being a part of that Princeton program has got to bring a smile to John's face.
Well, he's got a few boys that have been picking up the stick, and we'll see Derek Kenny, his young son, in goal, and he'll be under the gun against that Comstock attack. Right now, Manhasset with the ball, trying to get on the board here against Garden City. Don Scott got checked. Scott, a 5'9" sophomore. Very tough, shoots very hard, getting better. Has 17 goals. Rifled wide that time as they got in close. Kyle Bogert, number 34, with 8 goals on that last shot. Honorable mention, all-county football player.
And again, I saw, again, from the crease area, number 25, Peter DeLolio, looking to come out and double up on Bogert as he come in on the goal.
So, put it in play here. Gettleman got in close, got stopped. Hard hit from behind on number 36. We're going to get a call here against Garden City. That was James Brantuck, one of the captains, who came up with a hard hit, and he's going to be called maybe for a cross-check, I believe.
Well, that's going to be a good call, I think, made by the officials. As we'll see if we can catch it again on the replay. You'll see the defender come right into your picture. Now, when the loose ball comes out, it'll be number 36. It's going to be James Brantuck. As you saw in the lower left-hand corner of your picture, come through with the foul and the penalty. First opportunity, I believe, for Manhasset now to be extra man.
Big opportunity, John.
Absolutely. Got to capitalize to get it back into the game on something like this.
All right, Manhasset. Peter Gilman swings it to Don Scott. Back to Scott. Great look on the crease, and Matt Smith converts to make it 2-1 with the extra man goal.
Well, they just really cut from one. They stayed in a 1-3-2 to cut a player down, brought one off, and they found Matt Smith on the crease, wide open. He took a very good shot. Chris Matheny comes out of the goal to try and make the save, but it was a little bit too late.
Matt Schmidt has been really coming on before the end of the season. Scores here.
And again, you'll find him on the crease. Look how nicely and open he is. You saw Matheny come out. Great play, I thought, by Manhasset to open up the crease area for Matt Smith. He's had some big games.
It's going to be a big play in this quarter.
Well, Matt Smith coming on. He's a stick guy, quick stick, a crease man, and has had 17 goals, but really most of these coming late in the season, Kerry. Had 5 against JFK and really scored late in the year, but Delolio off the face-off. Adamo on the crease. They score quickly and get it right back. Doug Staub with his second goal of the game. Classic fast break off the face-off.
Great job by Garden City coming up with the fast break opportunity from the face-off, and Doug Staub again open on the weak side for that shot with his left hand.
Again, Connor is so big and strong on the face-offs for Manhasset, but because of that ankle injury, he's not able to recover as quickly as he'd like.
Goals coming 8 seconds apart as we look at Nick Murtha, who's given up 3 here with 8:08 to go in the second quarter.
And that's got to take a little bit of the steam out of Manhasset. They closed it within 1. They worked hard for that goal to bring them within 1. And then, of course, 8 seconds later, we see Garden City put another one up on the board.
Garden City coming in the favorite, 18-0. Again, surviving that come-from-behind victory over Lynbrook. An amazing comeback. They trailed 8-3 in that game. Pass could not be handled. A tough pass intended for Don Scott, recovered, however, by Matt Schmidt. And Gettleman, who has 42 goals, will pick it up. Well, certainly with the injury to Denahan and his limited play, Gettleman has to step it up here.
Absolutely. Connor's got to really do, Gunner's got to do a good job today. He's all-count. He's got 42 goals, Barry. He's having a good playoff. He's 4-4 in the playoffs with 8 points. He's going to have a big-time game.
Connor Denahan getting in tight. He's in. A couple of fakes, got hit as he got the shot off coming out with the... Was that?
Again, I think we saw Denahan go well to the cage, protected his stick very nicely, put it in his left hand. I think he took a move too many.
One too many steps.
He should have taken that shot a little bit further out. As soon as he beat those 2 defenders up top, he should have taken that shot.
Well, he got in on Matheny. Normally, he would bury that. Connor, who's got a great outside shot. All-American. And Garden City with a nice move. Brad Hay, whose brother Brian was the captain at Navy, with a nice clear fast break opportunity. Adamo. And it's knocked down by Nick Murtha. Murtha, an excellent stopper, has a good outlet pass. Understands the offense. First-year starter, really playing well of late. But an errant pass could not be handled. That time, Matt Schmidt trying to get it to Gunnar Gettleman, and they misfired.
And we can't afford to have those kind of mistakes on the side. If you're Coach Lowe and Coach Rule, you can't afford those unforced errors.
Unforced errors will kill Manhasset tonight.
Right now, Garden City trying to clear, having trouble with Dan Kettner. 3 Manhasset players all over him. Loose ball situation here, but alertly picked up by Matt McFarland. And they got it upfield to Hay. And we're going to get an offside.
No, well, I think they said he stepped on the sideline over here and giving the ball back. Or it might have been interference call. Interference call.
So it'll be Garden City balls. We take another look.
Well, be able to catch the interference when they come up with the possession of the ball. Good job by the double team on the sideline. But now watch, as soon as they step up with the possession, you'll see the other Manhasset player get into the interference position.
Garden City with the ball. Doug Staub, who's had 2 tonight, taking the defender behind, and he's almost scored. Hits the side of the net as he took the defender right around. That was Peter Zaremba.
Manhasset has done a very nice job in neutralizing the speed of Garden City so far. They've just turned the ball over far too many times.
Yep, good point, John Kenny. John Kenny, along with Kerry Gluck, yours truly, Barry Landers, and Hal Sass, bringing you the Nassau County Class B Championship. Last year won by Beth Page. We'll be hearing from Jimmy Amon later on as our halftime guest, and Jimmy will join us for the second half. Don Scott cut off. Garden City playing some tough defense. This is Kyle Barger. He's an excellent student, good lacrosse player. His brother was an outstanding player, Spencer Barger. who played at Princeton, and you know about the Bulger family.
Yes, we've played him a couple of times, and Spencer was on the Princeton team with my son Jake. He's also a midfielder at Princeton.
Right. Of course, so many great players have come from Manhasset. Many of them have gone on to play at Princeton and other great schools. Right now, Manhasset needing a goal as Garden City and Doc Doherty look on. They lead it 3-1. Gunnar Gettleman against Matt McFarland. Gettleman at 5'10", got in, and he scored! Nice goal for Gunnar Gettleman, his 43rd. He comes around the cage hard, they said, and that time he was able to beat Matt McFarland.
Well, that time he just really set himself up on the wing, Barry. Gunnar Gettleman knew he wanted to go one-on-one. He had everybody else clear out, and he just was going to take McFarland, and there you see his move to the cage. Nice little roll dodge right there, puts the stick into his right hand. The over-the-head check didn't work for McFarland, and that gave away the opportunity.
Pulled the trigger the minute he came out of his role. An outstanding player.
Well, you need your big-time player to come up. He was an all-county football player, an all-county lacrosse player. And coming up with the ball, this is P.J. DeConta. He's had 3 goals this year. And Gettleman will back it out. Numbers weren't there, Kerry.
Well, they had the opportunity, but I think with the big stick, they chose to settle it and get into their offense, which I think is a wise choice.
P.J. DeConta, of course, a couple of years ago, won the big county championship, the Long Island championship game
against us.
Against you guys.
Absolutely.
With
You
a goal
remember
in
that well,
overtime.
John.
Manhasset beat Stony Brook in a classic in overtime. Overtimes have not been happy for you on this field.
No, they have not. But,
chance to tie it here, but getting checked was Gilman.
Gilman had to get rid of the ball. He got double, triple teamed. He had to find the open man, and he didn't do that, Barry.
So Garden City, Peter Delolio coming down. 4:10 to go in this second quarter. Garden City leading Manhasset 3-2. Garden City with possession. One blocked as the shot was taken. That time James Kenny the shot. Gettleman coming up with it. Good control there by Gettleman.
He got away with both sides on that one.
And right into the hands of Connor Denahan. And it'll be a Manhasset timeout to settle things down. Timeout on the field. We've got a good one. The Trojans lead the Indians by a goal with 3:35 to go in the first half. Stadium, we're on Sunday night. The home opener of the professional Long Island Rough Riders soccer team. And for tickets, you can call 516-756-GOAL. They're an exciting club. We'll have their games on Cablevision's LISN. June 1st, Sunday night, 5:30 against Richmond. You can see the game right here on the LISN at 8 o'clock that night. Should be a great year for the Rough Riders, Kerry.
Well, I'm sure they're looking to play very strong and defend their great season they had last year. More than a team, the Rough Riders are. They are a tradition here on Long Island.
They've been very successful in their 4 years so far.
Well, they're going to be the defending champions from last year, looking to repeat this year.
And playing up in the A-League, a step up. Top farm team of the Metro Stars. What do you look for here, Kerry?
Well, I look for Manhasset to play a little bit more settled here with 3.5 minutes to go. They're going to look to set up Gunnar or Connor in their offense.
Kevin Cherry now in the ball game, playing the point behind the cage. Gettleman draws a double here, now almost a double, now backs it out against McFarland. Matt McFarland, the junior, plays the #1 attackman, and that's Gunnar Gettleman. Very few mistakes, McFarland. Doesn't get beat often. This is Kevin Cherry with 5 goals. A junior. Good feeder. Transfer from Mepham High School. And Cherry trying to beat his man here. Draws the double. Here's Connor Denahan. Good stop that time by Mattini. Was off net anyway.
I believe that was Connolly who took that shot with his left hand, Barry.
Yep.
Again, you know, there was a little bit of a slide, and the recovery by the defenseman didn't give Connolly much of a shot.
And we'll get a timeout taken by Doc Doherty. You know, John Kenny, you look at these two coaches. You've had a great success at, of course, at Stony Brook in your years there. These two coaches, Alan Lowe, as we see one of the officials over there, 23 years, 365 wins. Doc Doherty, 24 years, 409 wins.
It really is incredible. They have done an outstanding job, and they are testimony to their entire community, and they've done a great job with putting kids into competitive college programs, which is the heart and soul of any athletic program.
Well, you talk about competitive college programs. Syracuse over the years, a great program, and they were led, of course, by the Gate brothers many years ago. Kind of revolutionized the game of lacrosse with their passing and scoring. And they'll be holding a lacrosse camp at Manhattan College coming up for boys June 24th through June 28th. The girls camp June 28th through July 1st, and the registration deadline's coming up June 15th. Call them at 717-523-0476. Manhattan College with a fine new program. Head coach John Brubaker doing the job up there, starting to recruit some kids from Long Island. And I know that camps, you've got a camp too, John Kenny.
Yes, we do. We have a camp that primarily services the youth of Suffolk County from ages 8 to about 14 years of age. So we look to the younger kids.
All right, and we've got a dandy going here, Kerry. John Kenny, the Stony Brook coach, coordinator for Suffolk County. And now with Garden City, possession, 2.5 to go with the lead. What can we expect?
Well, again, you know, Garden City, I think, is going to look to go hard to the cage. They're going to try and get it, I think, into their attack. They're very effective in the attack zone. See if they can get it to Prager or Stock.
Broken up by the defense that time as they read the pass, and the ball goes over. So good defensive stand by Bob Rule's defensive unit.
You know, when you're a coach, you call a timeout, you try and set something up, and then you make that kind of an error. You say, I just wasted my timeout. What are these guys doing for me?
John Kenny, you're starting to lose a little hair. You might have lost a little hair if you were Dr. Artie down there with that.
Yes, it's tough when that happens. Absolutely.
So right now, no pressure really exerted on the ride here. Manhasset looking to clear. Coming up, Nick Murtha. Got it across to Denahan. Denahan playing in the midfield right now with Kyle Bauger and joined by Peter Conley, number 20.
They seem to be locking off more of the men besides just Connor, so they're really confident in their defensive ability at this point.
Gettleman, again that matchup against McFarland. Gettleman stepped in the crease, so there'll be the crease violation.
Again, an error, just a lack of concentration as we saw Gunner try and take his man one-on-one again. That appears to be their approach offensively now, as we saw Gunner going against in the replay one-on-one against McFarland, and they appear to be doing a lot of one-on-one play.
Good camera work by John Connell's crew. They do a bang-up job here at Hofstra. Hope you're enjoying the pictures of the action on Cablevision's LISN. Garden City with the lead of minute 28 to go, 3-2. Looking to clear here. Delolio will scoop it up.
They're making the clear harder than it should be because there's no real pressure until about the restraining line. So I don't know.
I think that last pass just really just got away from the defender there because Delolio was wide open right at midfield.
Garden City will bring it down. We'll get a stoppage at play here with a minute to go. Doc Daugherty, who grew up in Yonkers, not a hotbed of lacrosse, picked up his first stick at Cortland State. You talk about a great program, Cortland State. Joe Cuso and Doc Daugherty came out of Cortland State.
Two of the winningest coaches.
I believe. And Yonkers. Right. And my wife came out of Yonkers, and look at me.
Well, how come she didn't pick up a lacrosse stick?
Well, my son Greg is the manager of the Cornell lacrosse team, so he eventually picked up a lacrosse stick.
I think that's what happens when you eventually go upstate to Cortland and Cornell. You just pick up the lacrosse sticks.
All right. Speaking of lacrosse, well, the New York Saints have been doing a great job here on Long Island, and they want to let you folks know that if you want to see some of the nation's best lacrosse players, don't miss the Saints lacrosse action at the nearby Coliseum. They finished in second place after an exciting competitive major indoor lacrosse league season last year and are eagerly seeking a championship. Feel the power of professional lacrosse at the Nassau Coliseum. Don't miss out on the excitement. For season tickets, call 794-9303. And one of their star players, Vinny Sombrato, is going to be inducted into the National Sports Hall of Fame.
And that certainly is a great honor and well-deserved as we take a look at the Saints banner, the major indoors lacrosse league. And it certainly, as I was saying, a great honor for the Sombrato family, and certainly well-deserved.
John Kenny, Long Island has produced so many outstanding players. It's Vinny Sombrato, a great world-class player. Great to have him honored.
Absolutely. He's just a tremendous player.
All right, Adamo taking it behind. Off on the wing. Delolio got in. Got checked as he tried to get the shot off. Scramble with that loose ball. And picked up calmly and coolly by Nick Murtha.
Murtha with the ground ball.
35 seconds left. Manhasset, check. Adamo with the ride there. And is it a timeout? Yes. Fortunately, before the ball was knocked loose, Alan Lowe was able to call a timeout there.
And I think that's what the sideline of Garden City was claiming, that the ball was already loose by the time the timeout was called. But good call by the official. I think the whistle blew before the ball had been dislodged from the stick.
John Kenny, I want to thank you for joining us, and I know you're scouting here in the second half. What can we look forward to with Ward Melville and Sachem in that A championship?
That's going to be a great game. Sachem has worked a little bit on some of their man-up plays that they did not have a lot of success with in the earlier game, and Melville is just playing great ball.
But there's a secret weapon we didn't see the last time those two clubs played. A little guy who could score big, Anthony Pisciata. He's come back for 11 goals in the 2 playoff games.
Anthony hugs that crease real well and is able to just finish with a flurry.
John, it's been a great year for Suffolk lacrosse. More teams are starting to play. The sport continues to grow.
Yes, it does. At the present time, there's 34 teams in Suffolk County, and just when Stony Brook started 10 years ago, there was only 28. So there's been a great amount of teams picking up the sport.
John, you've done a great job as coordinator. You put a lot of time in, and want to compliment you and thank you for your efforts.
Well, thank you very much.
And there we are, John Kenny, along with my buddy to my left over here. And that is Kerry Gluck as we operate from this gorgeous press box here at Hofstra. Thanks to Jim Garvey and all the fine people here, John Danowski. And the Shea Real Estate, we'll tell you all about them as they've done a great job in the 3-village community. And Scott Sanders and Company, one of the proud sponsors of our telecast. And right now, Garden City with the turnover. They'll call a timeout. So the cat and mouse game continues with 14 seconds remaining.
Well, Doc Doherty with the 14 seconds taking his last timeout, looking to try and set it up for a possible goal. They'd like to go into the halftime with a 2-goal lead. Don't want to sit on this 1-goal lead as we draw closer with 14 seconds left to go in the half.
Well, for over 26 years, they've been servicing the communities of the Smithtown 3-village and surrounding North Shore communities. I want to thank Mr. Sanders and Scott Sanders, former star player, football player at Ward Melville, to helping bring our coverage to you. And there's the phone number, 360-004, Scott Sanders. His brother Jason Sanders was a terrific player at Ward Melville.
And you're going back a little bit on that, but yes, he was an outstanding
playing down
player.
in North Carolina. He was down there for a while. And Garden City gathered around their coaching staff. 7 county championships, 2 New York State titles for that program, and Doc has been there for 24 years. Ably assisted, of course, Tom Flatley, a great coach in his own right, formerly at Sewanaka, and the great football coach, has helped out. You can't ask for better coaching staffs for both squads.
You know, it's interesting that each one of the successful programs that we've had have really had coaching staffs with a tremendous number of years of experience, Barry, and I think that's really a key to that success in all those programs.
Good job to force wide, stumbling right now. Getting back up, Delolio getting in, checked again, good check again. Manhasset's defense, a superb job there as the half comes to an end.
I really think they did an outstanding job playing Delolio tough on that, not giving away anything as we see the half draw to an end, and I believe you got to give some credit to the defense of Manhasset.
Well, as expected, we've got a good one. Back with our halftime report in just a moment. Garden City leads Manhasset by a goal.
The Nassau County Class B championship game. The Manhasset Indians find themselves trailing by a goal at the half to the Garden City Trojans by the score of 3-2. Back at Hofstra, Hal Sass, joined by Jimmy Amon, the Nassau County lacrosse coordinator, former Bethpage coach. And Jim, let's just talk about Bethpage for a minute. Last year, a championship in the Bees, and it was an exciting year for you.
It was very fortunate for us. We had some great players and great coaching staff, and we had a little luck along the way, and the kids really did a terrific job.
Well, when you talk about great players, everybody starts with A.J. Hogan. I know he had a great year up at Hopkins.
A.J. did a great job for us last year for the last 4 years, and he was on the first midfield at Hopkins, played a little extra man in the beginning of the year, and he's a great player.
Now, your responsibilities as the Nassau County lacrosse coordinator took you away from coaching this year at Bethpage. Tell us a little bit about what the coordinator does for Nassau County lacrosse.
Well, we have an executive committee of which I'm on the top of the chart, and we have to set the alignment and some of the procedures that we want to follow, and we have to pass that along to our high school athletic association. And then we push through the year with various meetings, and it culminates with these types of games right here at Hofstra.
Now, if you're a lacrosse fan in Nassau County, if you're a lacrosse fan in Suffolk County, and all of Long Island, this is a great time. Hofstra University hosting most of these championship games. Nassau County, this has been fantastic. Had a great A game earlier. Hicksville winning by 2 in overtime, 7-5 over Farmingdale. Got a great game here in the A's. Now, you played against the Manhasset team, your club, Bethpage. Tell me what you know about them, and what do you think of today's game so far?
Well, Manhasset's a good team. We were fortunate to beat them 8-5 during the non-league season, and then lost to them on a heartbreaker here, 5-4. But they're a very good team. They have P.J. DeConzer in the defensive midfield, who's a great player, and he's only a junior. And Connor Denahan, who's going to Johns Hopkins. And then Gunnar Gettleman, who I've known since I've been a little child. He's also a very good attackman for them. And then we have the boy Kenny and Gilman, and they're good players.
Nassau County Coaches Dinner, June 18th. Jimmy Amon, thanks for stopping by and spending some time.
Thank you very much. Look forward to seeing you.
Thank you. Jimmy Amon, Nassau County Lacrosse Coordinator, has been my guest. We're at halftime at Hofstra. 3-2 the score. Garden City in front. Kerry Gluck joins me. Halftime stats and highlights right after this on Cablevision LISN. 2 back at Hofstra University in the Nassau County Class B championship game. Hal Sass joined by Kerry Gluck at halftime. And Kerry, first half, pretty much what we expected to see going in. 2 really strong teams battling hard on the field.
Absolutely. We knew right from the get-go, Hal, that this was going to be a close game, and only 1 goal separates them. First time they played, it was a 9-7 game. So we're not going to see either one of these 2 teams really run away, I don't think. Defenses are playing too tough.
Now, there have been some good coaching moves. Aristofatis going with the short stick on Prager, and Prager's been pretty much a non-entity in the first half.
That's been a really good point, and it's been a good move, I think, by the Manhasset defense. What they've done is they put their 4 big sticks out on the perimeter, and they've dropped down the short sticks into the crease area. And Garden City hasn't really had an opportunity to really take advantage of the short stick down low, I don't think.
First half numbers up on the board. 3-2 at the half is the score. Garden City in front. Take a look at the numbers. What stands out, Kerry?
Well, you see, Manhasset really has dominated some of the shots. The ground balls have been in the favor of Manhasset, and the face-offs, the 3 big statistics. But the one big one, the one that really counts, the one that's up on the board, shows them trailing 3-2.
3-2 the score. It's been a good first half. There are highlights from the first half. We'll take a look at a couple of goals. In a big game like this, the big players, the key players, they have to step up, and both teams have had that from their players today.
Absolutely, they certainly have. We've seen an extra man goal. We've seen all-even goals. The teams that have really have succeeded have had the good players take on that responsibility and gone to the goal really well.
We talked about highlights. Let's take a look at the first half highlights. First, we'll look at Peter Delolio, a man-up goal. This made the score 2-0 Garden City.
And again, you saw Peter, he started up top and he got a nice feed as he cut down low, took the shot with his right hand, and that was the first goal of the game in the extra man situation for Garden City.
Extra mans are key. Both teams 1 for 1 in the first half, and then it's Gunnar Gettleman with his goal that made it 3-2.
And as soon as he comes out of the roll dodge right there, you saw him take a nice shot, beating McFarland. Now, they've been looking to set up Gunnar going one-on-one from the wing area. He's been very effective so far in doing just that.
3-2 the score. Carey joins Barrett for second half action right after this. You're watching Championship High School Lacrosse on Cablevision's Long Island Sports Network.
We get ready on our Lacrosse Unlimited scoreboard. Garden City begins the third quarter with a 3-2 lead. Now back in '95, Manhasset beat Garden City for the county championship. The year before it was Garden City beating Manhasset. They've had a great rivalry over the years as Manhasset plays in their 4th consecutive county championship. But right now trailing by a goal as we begin the third quarter with Connor Denahan picking up the loose ball. And Gettleman on the crease. Great feeding. And they're not able to finish there. Unbelievable setup. And Kevin Cherry could not put it home.
But what a nice hit by Matt Sweeney as he came across to disrupt the shot by Cherry. Catch on the replay. Now watch as you'll see Cherry pick himself up off the turf after that big hit by Matt Sweeney.
Manhasset getting chances, Kerry, but not able to finish on some of these great opportunities.
Exactly, Barry. That's where they started the first half, too. They had 2 excellent opportunities in the first half, and they weren't able to take advantage of it as they had 2 golden opportunities.
They'll come up with the ground ball. Starting to exert some pressure, picking up the ground ball. This is Cherry again. They don't really have a super, except for Gettleman, attack guy. They've rotated 4 or 5 other guys in the lineup, Kerry.
Absolutely. Coach Lowe and Coach Rule have been trying to find the right combination on attack to complement one another.
Rob Rexer, we mentioned, out with a leg injury, a bad leg. He had been coming on a junior with 16 goals. And right now, looking to tie it up here is Manhasset. They trailed in this game, never led. They trailed 2-0, trailing 3-2 now. A minute, 10 seconds into this third quarter. That one deflected as the Manhasset player got in close. As we get a whistle, ball rolling out of bounds. And part of the fans here, well, I'll tell you, they've got their team, and they've got them rooting for it. M-A-N-H-A-S-S-E-T, Manhasset. And right now the Indians trying to do a little scalping, but they're getting scalped a bit.
Well, right now, though, they're really doing a very good job controlling the game a little bit and controlling the second half. Right from the opening whistle of the second half, last minute and a half, it's been all Manhasset.
Right now, Manhasset trying to tie it up here. And that one by Gunnar Gettleman goes wide. In a moment, we'll be joined by Jim Amon, the Bethpage former coach, athletic director at Bethpage and coordinator, one of the premier coaches on Long Island. And we'll get his comments on the game in this third quarter, as right now Manhasset with possession. And the ball will be going back over to Garden City. Now, if you're the Manhasset coach, and I know you know Alan Lowe and you know those coaching staff very well, Jim Amon, strategy-wise, what can we look for Manhasset to do here in the second half?
I think, Barry, first of all, thank you for those kind words. And I think, you know, Alan is preaching probably some patience at halftime. You have 20 more minutes in the second half, and, you know, just eat away a little bit at Garden City's early momentum, and I think they have done that thus far.
Garden City on the clear, Adamo. As the ball was brought down by Brian Hay. Hay does a nice job on the clears, Kerry.
Absolutely, and I also really like the way Mattini, the goalie from Garden City, gets them into the transition and gets them into the offensive zone.
Brett Tejan, number 21, working in the midfield now for Garden City. Murtha got a piece of that shot taken by Doug Staub.
Quick left-handed shot there by Staub as he almost caught Murtha.
And now Don Scott, number 46, on the clear. And Manhasset, you know, you've played Manhasset this year. You beat them earlier in the year and then lost a tough one, 5-4. They're not the firepower that they've had in the past, and they can't afford to get behind by 2 or 3 goals, really, to Garden City, can they, Jim?
No, I don't think so. I think this is, you know, either one of these teams are the best teams that their schools have had, but they are solid teams.
Connor Denahan with the last opportunity.
And Connor, again, you'll notice what I think Manhasset's been really very content to try and take guys on one-on-one. Connor up top and Gunnar down low.
It's a Garden City club that plays good one-on-one defense. Again, Gettleman cut off by McFarland. That's quite a matchup, Jim. McFarland against Denahan, against Gettleman.
You got a little guy against a big guy, and it's a pretty even matchup right now.
McFarland at 6'3", 180. And really coming into his own, just a junior. He could be an all-counting, certainly an All-American type player. Trying to go cross-cage feed that time as they were trying to get it to number 17. And that was Cherry. Garden City looking to clear it. Tejan picked it up.
I really thought that was a hard pass for Gettleman to make, because I don't think he cleared the pipe to make that cross-cage feed.
Brian Hay had a man on the crease try to get it to Staub, but it went awry, and Manhasset will get it right back.
Okay, I think there is the lack of patience on Garden City's part, because they've come down, they don't seem to work the ball. They look to take one shot, and they're going back on defense.
I think, you know, you're right, Kerry. A couple of times they have come down, and instead of settling up a little bit, they have rushed it a little bit. But I'm sure Coach Doherty will, Coach Dwyer will be speaking to him about that.
Manhasset, 14-4 this year, lost to Darien, to Yorktown, to Bethpage, and to Garden City by 2 goals. And right now, aggressive on the ride here. Murtha looking for an open man. Finds the far side as he got it to Peter Zaremba, going to Harvard next year, an all-county defender. And Manhasset will set it up here. 5:40 to go, third quarter. The Indians trail the Trojans by a goal. Once again, Gettleman swings it behind. Cherry. Here's Gettleman against McFarland. Again, seemed to be just a one-on-one carry.
And I think, again, it's been Gunner going right against McFarland, and now he's taking him up top and seeing how he can do up with a little bit more room.
Check from behind by McFarland, and a flag on the play now.
Looks like he got a little bit of the head or the helmet. Did a nice job with him, but must have, you could hear the clink from up here.
Right, when he came down on the check, I think it hit off the helmet exactly, Jimmy, and we'll catch it on the replay. And there you see it right off the back of the helmet as they look to check sticks.
There it is, yes, very, very much so.
So Manhasset will go man up. Remember, they scored a big goal to get into this game. Trailing 2-0, they got a man-up goal.
Both teams have been successful with their one opportunity being man-up, both teams having scored.
Now they work it on the wing. Taking it behind is Kyle Bauger. Gettleman. Watch from behind. Gettleman. That's Kyle Bauger. Pass could not be handled that time by Don Scott. And a Manhasset player stepped over. No, it's a Garden City player. So Manhasset retains possession here.
Again, Manhasset, I think, was very fortunate on that because really the unforced error there almost turned the ball over in the extra man situation. You can't afford to give up the ball when you're extra like that. Not against this Garden City team.
Terry, you're right. You don't see that happen very much with Manhasset throwing the ball away on extra man offense.
Gelman has been rather quiet, number 2. Aggressive play here by Manhasset, or rather by Garden City. And let's see who they're going to give it to.
Now to give it back to Manhasset, Barry.
Good job, though, by the defender to really hustle after that ball. As you see McFarland in the box. And Manhasset got Doherty on the sideline. Bauger. Scott. Gilman. And fired wide from the far side. Connor Denahan a little upset with himself there, Kerry.
Well, I think he would rather see that shot go on goal. He pulled it a little bit and was a little bit wide.
Penalty almost over. Shot from the outside by Scott. Teams are all even.
Mattini did a good job in goal on that, Barry. He went down to his knees to stay low on the shot. It was a good bounce shot.
Once again, they set up a cutter. Gilman missing. They had a backer, and it'll still be Manhasset ball. They've really picked up the pace here in the second half, Jim.
They certainly have, and I think, you know, it's because there's the shot on goal right there. Mattini's done a great job, I think, this game.
I happen to think, I agree with you, Jimmy. I happen to think that that's been part of the reason why Garden City's leading right now, because of Mattini.
I think that's very true, and this is the first chance I've really got to see him play quite a bit. He's done a great job.
Of course, Garden City perhaps looked past Lynbrook in their last game. Had to make a huge comeback to win. Cherry. Cherry working against the defender, Matt Amengual, number 30. 3:40 to go. Here's Gilman, got a pick. Danahan picked up by a short stick here.
That'll be dangerous because he likes to go to the goal.
Good save by Mattini.
And again, we saw the double come over to help out on defending against Connor.
Fast break opportunity here. On the crease, loose ball. As they try to set it up, the fast break led by James Kenny, looking for P.J. Prager. We haven't mentioned his name at all today, Karen.
No, we haven't. I think that's a credit to the defense right now of Manhasset. And you don't see Garden City lose that fast break opportunity as they did on that last series.
You know, Prager's one of the premier crease guys, and certainly Manhasset came into the game wanting to stop him, so their attention is definitely on Prager.
Prager, an All-American, just a junior, a soccer player, 2-year starter. All-County as well. There's a look at Mattini. And this junior, who's also a soccer player, doing a great job with 8 saves so far, just giving up 2 goals. So Manhasset, which has had their chances, Kerry, but again, that offense, which isn't as potent as before. They don't have the finishers that Manhasset's had in the past.
Absolutely, and I think that, you know, this is not going to be a high-scoring game as evidenced by the score right now as we're almost through the 3rd period, Barry. So every goal that they can take, every goal that they can get is going to be a real important one for Manhasset.
Well, they could use a guy like Roger Buttles, who graduated last year, who's an outstanding player up at Harvard. Or a Dan Denahan, who is a great player, Connor's brother. But they'll have to settle for Connor right here. Opportunity for Manhasset. And the shot that time by Peter Connolly.
Good shot again by Connolly, but again, I think Mattini is rising to the occasion, showing you why he's an all-county goalkeeper.
Mattini is doing an excellent job. You know, as well, Merther has also done a great job through the tournament. Both goalies are playing very well, Kerry.
2:21 to go. Garden City clinging to a 3-2 lead. Manhasset with the ball. Cherry got checked as he tried to come around from behind, and McFarland.
And that was McFarland who came out to help out on the double to create the loose ball.
Amengual on the clear. Is going to Brown, a 2-year starter. Physical player. Garden City's defense very solid. As you mentioned, Kerry, both teams traditionally have been high-scoring teams, but their defenses this year have been probably better than their offenses.
Absolutely correct, Barry. Again, you've got to look at them. Manhasset's got 3 all-county players on defense, as does Garden City.
Adamo, good move, got in, got checked. Good work by the defender there, Mike Kilmartin, number 33. And Garden City trying to come up with it, goes out of bounds. It'll be Manhasset ball.
You know, Barry, we're down to 1.5 minutes left to go in the quarter, and Garden City, I would say, has had possession for maybe 2 minutes out of this quarter so far.
Jimmy Amon, you surprised at the low score as Alan Lowe looks on?
Well, neither one of the teams are transition teams, and that will cut down on your scoring. And, you know, I think they're both fairly deliberate, and that's why the low scoring.
Alan Lowe played at Hempstead High School, University of Maryland. Boy, talking about prodigies, how about his 2 sons?
Oh, his sons,
Kevin and Darren?
Kevin and Darren, great players, great people, great people.
Both All-Americans at Brown and Princeton. Leading scorers when they were playing. Danahan still retains possession. Good stop by Mattini with 1 minute to go.
Well, I like the work. Danahan did a great job right there at the midfield. The only thing I didn't like is the shot that he took. I didn't like that sidearm shot. I really would have liked him to use his power in the overhand shot.
Prager couldn't handle the pass. He gets leveled from behind. No penalty. Kilmartin had a big hit in midfield for Manhasset.
Garden City players are looking for the push down at their offensive end.
Danahan's limping a little bit, Carey. He took a little bit of a beating there on that last goal attempt.
It's been a tough senior year for Danahan. Remember, he was hurt in the football playoffs. He sat on the sidelines in the Long Island Championship.
Danahan and Tejan have been just going at it, and Tejan's playing him real tight.
That time, not a well-taken shot. Didn't have much on it as Miller came from behind. 10 seconds to go. Gilman will pick it up. Look at the hit in midfield there. We told you Garden City's defense physical. 2 seconds. 1. Miller will not be able to get a shot off as the horn sounds ending the 3rd quarter. We are going to be having a dandy. Mattini heads to the sidelines. We'll head to a break.
And Mattini had a great 3rd quarter for Garden City.
Jimmy, thanks for being with us. Maybe you can stay around for the 4th quarter. We'll return in just a moment. We've got a dandy. Garden City trying to stay undefeated, leads by 1 after 3.
Mattini had this 3rd quarter as we see a hard drive to the cage, and look at Mattini go down low, keeps his body right behind the ball, good concentration, eye on the ball. Brady Miller was the player who went to the cage in that last series for Manhasset.
Well, Kerry, that was a tough one to stop because it was an off-speed shot.
All right, we begin the 4th quarter. Del Olio off the fast break opportunity, trying to capture the ground ball. And Peter Del Olio has got it. Garden City with a 1-goal lead. Staub coming around. Good stop that time by Mertens.
Mertens did well to hug the pipe on that last offensive shot.
He did a great job of hugging the pipe, and that's why it didn't go in. He let one in earlier in the game where he wasn't hugging the pipe.
Adamo working against Mike Kilmartin. An all-county defender, 2-year starter Kilmartin, just a junior. Good check from behind by the defense on the shot attempted there by James Kenny. Prager recovers the ball. P.J. Prager coming up with that loose ball. Here's Wenk, who had that game-tying goal. And Jimmy Amon, a lot of people still scratching their heads as Garden City tied the game with Lindbrook having the ball possession a minute to go, leading by a goal.
Yeah, that was a tough loss for Lindbrook. You know, they had a bad shot with about 1:25 left. And then the boy from Garden City caught the goalie out of the cage and threw that, 45-yard shot in.
Mike Kilmartin coming up with a takeaway. Flag on the play. It's against Garden City, so they've got a free shot here.
That's going to hurt them.
You don't want to give up a penalty in your offensive half of the field.
And remember, one of Manhasset's 2 goals have come man up. Let's go to Hal Sass on the field.
Well, we're seeing 2 very patient teams. I mean, they've played a scoreless third quarter, both Garden City and Manhasset, very cautious. On the sidelines, Garden City says they've got to move the ball, but they can't keep relying on their goaltender, Chris Mattini, who's come up with 17 saves through 3. For Manhasset, Alan Lowe is talking to Connor Denahan. He wants him to get more involved, set a couple of picks, and then roll to the cage. Let's see what happens on this man up.
All right, gentlemen, what do you look for as Doc Doherty's club a man down here?
Well, I think you've got to look for Manhasset to be patient and work for the good shot. They can't afford just to throw the ball away. They can't afford to take a poor shot when they were extra man.
1 minute extra man opportunity. Gilman gets it back, playing up top with Don Scott. Off on the wing, Balger swings it behind. Gelman, Scott, oh, big save! And the rebound deflected as he got it in close that time to Matt Smith.
Boy, did Chris Mattini come up big on that one. That shot was well taken for Manhasset, and Mattini just held his ground. Great concentration. We'll catch him on the replay, and you'll see Chris Mattini in the goal. There's a nice feed up top coming from behind, and look at this nice overhand bounce shot. Great camera work from behind the goal. You're looking at it just like Chris Mattini.
Back to the live action. Kyle Balger has tied the score as they got another beautiful passing play, and the Indians have come from behind to tie it on the goal right here. Check it. It is Kyle Balger with the goal.
And look at the nice feed from behind. Again, we just it off, and we'll come in from the wing area, and there's the shot taken. But look at Mattini, a little bit out of his cage, a little bit more than I think he might want to be.
Well, they're in a 1-3-2, and they banged the ball around, and Balger wound up with the ball and caught the goalie moving.
Well, they're showing Gettleman on the camera, but I thought it was Balger who took the shot. I may be wrong. We'll have to check that out with our statistician, Greg Friedlander. Right now, 7:50 to go. Garden City in a 3-3 tie here. Balger gets the goal. Scott the assist. So, although they were showing Connor Gettleman, he was happy. He didn't get the goal. But right now, Garden City, Adamo coming around. Good defense, Manhasset. 24 is Kenny. Mike Kilmartin with that good defense. Stopped by Merther on the outside, shot by Kenny.
Well, I'll tell you, Barry, at both ends of the field, we're seeing really outstanding goaltending by both these 2 teams.
Right now, Connor Denahan will bring it across. Timeout taken by the Indians, who have come from behind to tie it. Timeout on the field. We've got another good one. Tied early in the 4th quarter at 3 apiece. And boy, if it's anything like that first game when Hicksville won in overtime 7-5, we could be headed for another one like that, Jimmy Ames.
That was a great game, a spectator game at best.
There are the Manhasset Indians. What a rivalry between these schools. You know, you look at the county championships between them. They've won. Manhasset has 5 county championships, 75 and 76, 84, 88, and 95. They've got a state championship. Garden City's got 2 state championships, 7 county titles under Doc Doherty. They have really dominated the play here in Nassau County.
Oh, they certainly are 2 of the premier programs, if not the 2, most premier programs.
And it starts with the kids playing at a young age.
It certainly is. They have great youth programs in both towns.
Chance to take the lead. Big stop on the shot from outside. As they battle for the ball, that last shot by Kyle Balger, who got the big go-ahead goal.
I think he was looking for that go-ahead goal, Barry, because he came right down, and again, Mattini does a very nice job in the net.
He does it all. He's a great student. 2-year varsity player, just a junior for Alan Lowe. And now Mattini looks to outlet on the clear to Brian Hay. Brad Hay, rather. Brad with the good legs brings it down. He'll go right to the cage and score! Brad Hay headed to Navy Prep, where his brother was a star at the Naval Academy. comes up with the goal, and the senior has given his club the lead again.
Well, again, that goal starts, I think, at the defensive end of the field on the clear from Mattini. But look at Brad Hay legging it right down. Nobody comes over to pick him up, and he takes a nice bounce shot. He keeps the shot low on Murtha.
He shot the ball off stick, low side. Tough to save here. You can see it on the replay. Very good placement, and he got between the defenders.
So Garden City regains the lead here. Dell'Olio going after the ball. He's got it for the moment. Manhasset, finally Dell'Olio comes up with the ground ball. So Garden City with now 6:13 to go. Maintaining the 1-goal lead here. And Garden City's Matt Sweeney going to Holy Cross. Number 41. Off to Matt McFarland. And Garden City will take a timeout here. 2 extra man goals by Manhasset brought him back to a tie, but Garden City showing poise, coming down and getting the break, and Brad Hay comes up with the goal, playing on that second midfield.
Well, you know, that was one of the keys that we thought in this game would be important for Garden City, their transition game, and there was one of the few occasions they've had to take advantage of their transition, starting with the goalie.
Let's check in on the field right now. Our sideline reporter, Hal Sass.
Well, Barry, since 1948, Garden City has honored a most valuable player for the season, and that player's name goes on a plaque that's displayed at the school. Doc Doherty this year has taken the attitude of a no-superstar squad, a nameless and selfless team. When the award is presented at this year's dinner, the plaque will be adorned with the 1997 winner, Team, T-E-A-M, kind of sums up the kind of year Garden City has had.
Good point, Hal. Thank you very much. And Doc Doherty, a demonstrative coach, sometimes controversial among his peers, but he told us, I don't want to give you stats, guys, if we're not mentioning how many goals these guys have, because this is a team. In the past, I've given all these stats out, but I don't want to make one guy a star because it's been a team effort.
Well, I'll tell you, one guy who's been a star tonight, I think, is Mattini. If we can take a look at that last save that he made, we'll show you why Garden City is in the lead on this. Watch this save. Good concentration of that last shot taken by Manhasset, and he's done that for them all night long.
He's done a great job, and he basically has been the difference here in this entire game thus far.
Chris Mattini, an all-county player, was a great soccer player. We mentioned he may be the best they've had in goal since James Ireland.
And I even think he might be wearing the same number that Ireland wears. Didn't he wear 44?
Jimmy was a pretty good one. I think Jimmy did wear 44. Doc's had some good goalies along the way, but this boy is really playing a great game today.
Dell'Olio with his club leading by a goal. A lot of time left, 5:35. Garden City trying to advance. The last time they won a county championship was '94. They've been denied the last 2 years. Beautiful feet on the crease, but it's knocked down by Murtha. Great look that time from outside by Kenny as he found a man on the crease.
He found Doug Staub, and he was right there. He's a great crease finisher, but Murtha did his job.
Peter Connolly brought it nicely down. Denahan against 2 men. Dumps it off. Manhasset with a chance to tie it here. Trailing 4-3. An errant pass, however, goes awry. Could not be handled by Gunnar Gettleman. And they turn it back over. 4:56 to go. As we look at Chris Mattini, the 5'10" junior keeper. Over the head of Mattini, a dangerous play. He's in trouble. He's free game out there to be checked. They'll pick it up. Trying to go in front. Big check, and we get a whistle here.
Boy, you don't see that kind of mistake made by the Garden City defense to make that errant pass and right in front of their own goal.
I think Mattini, we haven't said too much about his outside of the cage game, and he's pretty good outside of the cage, and he saved that from being a goal.
There's a flag on the play.
Here we'll see it on the replay. Now watch the defender just look to very casually throw it to Mattini, and it was a little bit high for him, and he goes under a great deal of pressure.
And you certainly don't want to throw the ball like that in front of the cage, when you're trying to get the ball to the goaltender.
One of the probably the fundamental rules you tell your defenseman is when clearing, you try to avoid putting it right in front of the cage under pressure on the goalie.
Well, there was a flag on the play at the end of the play. We didn't spot the call, and apparently the penalty is against Garden City in that scrum that ensued, but we do not have official word. We're checking over at the penalty box, and there is a Garden City player apparently in the box over there, Jimmy.
They're having a conference. The officials are having a conversation over here, but it does look like there's someone in the penalty box.
Now we've had a great crew tonight, and they are conferring right there, but there is a man in the box. Manhasset already has scored 2 of their 3 goals with the extra man.
And this is an opportunity that they cannot afford to make an errant pass. Here we'll maybe get a chance to see it on the penalty. Maybe they called a trip there on McFarland with his stick. I think that might be the call, but I can't tell who's in the box.
A little tough to pick up right
it's
here.
McFarland.
It is. All right,
so
good work.
Maybe it could have been a trip. Great work on our camera part and John Connor.
Manhasset with 4.5 to go, down a goal.
Manhasset's in a 1-3-2, Barry, and Denahan's on the corner where he usually is. And
oh, too high. Gettleman to Denahan. 2 of their real big guns misfiring there.
Just what I said. They couldn't afford to make an errant pass to throw away this extra man opportunity with less than 4.5 minutes to go.
They don't usually do that, and you know, the spacing between Connor and the defensive guy was pretty close, and that's why the ball was an errant pass.
All right, Kerry, how about the ride here to try to get the ball back?
Well, I think you're going to look at Manhasset's going to try and double it up if they can.
And Garden City will bring it behind. James Kenny threw it behind. This is Amengual. Amengual in a little bit of trouble. Got it off to the far side to Sweeney.
Manhasset really exerting a lot of pressure here, which they should be doing.
Kyle Bauger aggressive on the ride, ball loose. Smith trying to come up with it, but alertly picked up by Mattini.
Great outlet.
Very fortunate on that carry. Very, very fortunate.
They've got a fast break, a man down. Here's Hay, who got the big goal earlier. Big stop by Murtha.
Well, it was a well-taken shot, but he put it up high on the stick side, and Murtha's going to make that save.
Don Scott brings it down. The teams are all even. Gettleman going into a double, backed it out with 3.5 to go.
Unfortunately, Manhasset just wasted that extra man opportunity.
I'll tell you, Garden City had an opportunity to go 2 up, but that was a poorly placed shot by
Hay.
Mr. Hay.
Brad Hay, who got a similar goal on a similar play. Unable to get the shot there. Now they'll reset. Gettleman takes his defender far out. That's Matt Amengual matched up against him now. And now this is Scott. Scott moving in on Hay, gets double, dumps it off. Looking on the crease. Picked up that time by Matt Smith. And now we'll get a whistle away from the play.
Matt Smith with the ground ball.
And they'll still retain possession there. Jim, did you notice what the score?
I didn't see what Mr. Beck was calling.
So it's still Manhasset ball. Under 3 minutes to go. Denahan picked up now by Matt Sweeney. Denahan again playing with that gimpy ankle. Going left. Looking on the crease for Matt Smith. Hammered. Ball loose. Hay trying to clear it.
I'll tell you, I like the way Mattini comes out of the cage. He's not afraid to lay a hit on somebody.
He's been very good outside the cage. I mean, he's been excellent inside, but they better watch it. Garden City will get another penalty if they don't watch themselves with the stick checks.
Garden City will get the ball back as we look at the replay.
Look at Hay. Look at Mattini come right out of the cage there and lay a hit on the Manhasset attackman. He's a very active goalie.
Chris Mattini creates the fast break. He's not afraid to get involved in the clears. He's a gambler. And right now, they'll put the ball in play. Garden City with 2:25 to go. Leading by a goal. Garden City losing it is Kenny. Prager will come up with it. Prager finds an alley. Prager will take it to the cage and score. P.J. Prager has given Garden City a 2-goal lead with 2:08 to go.
Well, Barry, we hadn't mentioned his name very much. P.J. Prager, the All-American, they had done a great job on defending against him, dropping that short stick down. But on this occasion, he comes up with the loose ball, and as soon as he beat the man up on top, he had a free alley to the cage. There's where he beats the defender, and the slides come over a little bit too late. John Scott, the defender that was taken up top.
There he had a little hesitation and go, and then he put it on the off-stick side against Merther, and Merther didn't have much of a chance to stop it.
And, of course, I think Prager did very well to take the shot. Again, with his left hand, he protected the stick very well.
And it was Prager alertly coming up with that ground ball to set up the goal. Delolio wins it. Garden City with a 2-goal lead under 2 minutes to go. They are the only undefeated team in Nassau County. Ward Melville, the only undefeated team in Suffolk. And the Trojans will take time out right here with a 2-goal lead, 5-3 with 1:54 remaining. Timeout. We'll return in just a moment. You're watching exciting lacrosse on Cablevision LISN. Garden City with a 2-goal lead in the driver's seat right now.
They sure are, Barry, with that 2-goal lead. That's going to be hard to overcome for Manhasset. I think we're going to have to see Manhasset exert a lot of pressure. Maybe we'll even see them look to double the ball pretty soon.
Garden City's so quick. They've got a lot of speed in the midfield and attack. Tough to take the ball away with them because they can use the whole field.
Well, right now, of course, they've got to keep it in the box with that 2-goal lead and under 2 minutes to go.
And they might turn it over here. Loose ball. And it'll go back to Manhasset here.
Right, they're calling interference, a call against Garden City, so
plenty of
the
time,
pressure now exerted by Manhasset paid off as they forced the turnover.
And Connolly throws it back now to Merther. Manhasset needs to score and score quickly. They're down 2 as they work the far side. This is Scott. Scott, who's a good scorer, off to Gettleman. 1:05 to go. Gettleman trying to cut in, got in. Gettleman scores! We're back to a 1-goal game. A nifty move on Matt McFarland.
What a great move by Gunnar Gettleman. He takes McFarland as he's done all night, Barry. He's looked to take him one-on-one. He makes a little inside roll move, and he has a nice shot with the right hand. Puts it on the far pipe. Here it is on the replay. Now watch the little roll onto the inside. Here you have it. Right-handed shot. Taken to the far pipe, and he makes an excellent place shot.
Mattini, who normally has been coming out and challenging, he stayed back in the cage there then.
And now here comes down to the final, to this face-off, Barry. This is going to be a critical face-off. Denahan will face it off against Delalio. This has been a great matchup in the face-off.
All right, here we go. 58 seconds left. Now Denahan coming off to the side here, and they're going to be a timeout taken by Manhasset here.
That's a good timeout, I think, taken by Al Lowe.
We'll be back with the exciting finish of the Nassau B Championship after these messages. Seconds left. Are we headed to overtime, perhaps, Coach?
Well, I think the fans would love to see it. That's what they're here for. But I'll tell you, they're getting their money's worth in this game.
Denahan and Delolio, it's raked back. Loose ball. Garden City couldn't come up with it. Manhasset battling for it. Still loose. Clock ticking. 49 seconds to go. And coming out is Gunnar Gettleman with the ball. They're down a goal. 40 seconds. Gettleman getting in. Gettleman gets knocked down. No whistle. Ball loose on the ground. Smith trying to pick it up. It's raked to the far side, and Manhasset will get it. 28 seconds to go. Manhasset looking to tie it here. The Nassau B Championship on the line here. This is Smith. Gettleman, 18 seconds to go. He'll isolate against McFarland. Gettleman with 10. On the crease, big save, Mattini on Smith, and that should be the game, and Garden City will win the Nassau B Championship.
And final, Garden City, the 1997 Nassau County B Conference County Champion. Garden City will move on to the New York State Regional.
Well, Kerry Gluck, they got their chance to tie it. And there are the youngsters enjoying it. Well, the great rivalry produced another great game.
Well, it certainly did. You couldn't ask for anything better than this one-goal game for the Nassau County B Championship. They played outstanding. Both teams did a superb job. They were patient. The defenses were just great, Barry. They were looking, they doubled the ball. They were aggressive, came up with the ground balls. and you can't speak enough for both goalies. Murtha and Mattini did the job tonight.
We'll be back with our post-game recap. The Trojans have won their 8th championship under Doc Doherty. They win it by a 1-goal margin.
Up his 8th Nassau County Class B championship by virtue of a 5-4 victory over the Manhasset Indians here at Hofstra Stadium. Hal Sass joined by the goaltender, the big man, Chris Mattini. 21 saves in this game. Just a fantastic game. Tell me about it.
Thanks. Well, we beat him in the regular season. We were hoping that we've come out flat the last couple playoff games. We needed to come out firing. That's what we did. We scored the first goal. And defense did great. Everyone just did great. Stepped it up when we needed to.
Defense did play good, but you were coming up with save after save after save. This is a young team, a team that really wasn't expected to be as strong as it is. Now 19-0 on this year. But they played in front of you with all the heart, and then you were backing them up in the net.
Yeah, that's the best part about it. No one expects us to be here. It just makes it that much better. That we've gone so far, haven't lost yet. Hope not to lose at all. See what we can do.
You had a couple of frantic moments late in the game. There was the one clear, one of your defensemen tried throwing you the ball. Yeah. Came out of your stick and went to the side. A big pile up in front of the net. What were you thinking at that point?
Well, I don't know what to say. We're getting a little unsettled on the clears. We had to calm it down on the clears. So we can get up to our offense. We had a lot of time on defense. We played a lot of time. There's a lot of possession down here. We need a rest.
The last minute of play. You're up a goal. You don't want a shot. Tell me about the last 15 seconds.
Well, I just told my guys that we needed all we had. I mean, it was like 15 seconds to the end of the game. We needed to give it our all. And yeah, I was hoping they wouldn't get a shot, make it a little bit easier on myself, but I came up when I needed to.
That was a shot by Matt Smith, and that was your big save. 21 saves. Chris Mattini, congratulations. It's just a fantastic win. Go celebrate with your team. It's Chris Mattini, the star of the game, 21 saves. Now let's go over to Barry Landers and Cary Gluck.
All right, thank you very much, Hal Sass. And what a night for lacrosse. Hicksville wins in overtime, and Garden City again survives a bullet. This time another 1-goal victory.
Well, both games, just what we expected, Barry, with two outstanding teams in both games. We knew they were going to be close, and they were just well played and well executed in both those two games.
Now, Cary, should be a great Suffolk County matchup. The winners, of course, today, Hicksville, and, of course, this very good Garden City team will go on to play the Suffolk teams. We'll determine that tomorrow. What a great week of lacrosse.
Absolutely. We've got the finest teams on Long Island playing in these championship matches.
So, once again, the final score in the Nassau Class B Championship. The Garden City Trojans emerge victorious. They're now 19-0. They edge Manhasset 5-4. Tonight's championship game has been brought to you by Canon USA, by Chase Bank, by Hofstra University, we teach success, by Genevieve's, we'll take good care of you, by Bob's Stores, by Elite Sports Medicine and Rehab in Ronkonkoma, by Lacrosse Unlimited with 4 stores on Long Island, by the New York Lacrosse Academy with Bob and Barbara Schwab, by STX Lacrosse, performance driven, by the Long Island Rough Riders with their home opener Sunday night at 5:30 p.m., by the Gate Brothers Lacrosse Camp at Manhattan College, and by Crystal Video Productions. For Cary Gluck, Hal Sass, and all our crew, including producer-director John Connell, this is Barry Landers saying so long, everybody, and thanks for watching exciting Cablevision LISN.